Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Soulframe. How is everybody today? I just realised that bow appears to have blades on it. Well, I suppose at a pinch that might do. Curiously, there have been bows which have been equipped with things like spear points. I suppose if you're in a last-ditch situation, it's better than nothing. Right, where were we? And the only reason I did that was to bring up that little screen in the corner so I can see what my status is. Don't think I've got anything specific going on, except I think this means that there is something waiting for me to do. Yeah, the Silent Rose Tale, and I definitely want to go over there, see whether that makes any, if I've gained any status there, so we will head off up in that direction, I think. I hope I'm going the right way. I am, yes. How's everybody's weekend going? And as usual, I've got to shoot my way past various people. This looks awfully familiar. Do you know, I still don't know for sure how far you can actually drop without taking damage. Oh, okay. That is not somebody I want to kill, apparently. He's just standing there looking at the soldiers over here, who are presumably not friends of his, but okay. Whoa. You're a tough one. Oh, he's being healed by this guy. There's always a moment in those little fights where I wonder whether I've bitten off more than I can chew. What am I doing today? Oh, yeah, I was heading for the Silent Rose thing. I can't tell whether these are enemies or not. Nope. And... nope. Okay. You can always tell if they're enemies or not. If they don't register the hit, then they're technically friendly. Ooh, and I am collecting the history, so I need to remember that. Ooh, I think that might be the first full history I've reclaimed. Where am I going? Oh. Yep. Went straight past where I thought I was going. Yeah, that's my current pending. Yeah, here we go.
Another cow that's in a your place. Reveal yourself, Shadow.
I can hear shouting. Oh, okay. Alright.
Synod's finest gruel seekers. Your quotas have doubled. I suggest you meet them, lest you lose your ranks.
Lady Diora ought to be a little less arrogant, given that we basically rescued her and the stag. I can't remember what the name of the stag was now, but she really doesn't get to be, shouldn't be quite so arrogant. Hello, Sparrow. Guess we're going to head up here and then across. I think the sword there is the Siege of Fort Curlail, which I've tried before with mixed results. Ended up abandoning the thing because I couldn't quite figure out how to finish it. There's some interesting ways to handle it. If you don't mind a bit of a long-range shooting battle, you can make things a bit easier. Ah, I think this is our friendly member of the Silent Rose. Who is just sitting around doing nothing. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's head back to the Enclave, see if I'm just curious to see if all of that has done anything for my standing with them. Ouchie. long way to run. Ah! Ooh, that's painful. Run, 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 run. Ooh, I mishandled this situation, didn't I? I'm painfully aware of the encampment behind me. Oh, let's release the ducks, why don't we? Hello, ducks. Surprisingly unpleasant creatures, ducks, when it comes to the breeding season. Really, really unpleasant. Right, where was I? Oh, this fight again? Does it always respawn? I suppose it does. Let's see to what extent. Oh, okay. Those are the good guys, probably standing within feet of the bad guys, if we want to be that. Okay, what surrendering of the Sparrow's tail did I just do? Oh, this one. Okay, I wasn't aware that I should have paid more attention. Let us go and slay the corrupted creatures. Which, if it's like last time, is relatively straightforward and currently surrounded by a couple of guys who could do it for themselves, but seem to be unwilling. Go on. It'd be nice to have a bit of sunshine in this game. Yeah, definitely heading the right way. Well, I know I am. There's that little sword on the screen giving me a clue. Guess we're gonna have to shoot our way through town. Ah, maybe not. Okay. I think the maybe not aspect is technically correct. Alright, where's the... Uh-huh. You're right there. Okay, apparently I just walked straight past whatever it was I was supposed to be doing. Ah, is this it? Yes, it is. I've got no idea what these things do to you, and I've no desire to find out. Is that it? Right, okay. That should be it. Right, let's head back where we were going. Just to see if we gained any standing. Too late there.
So, some torture song.
Would help if they actually dropped life potions. Would also help if those wouldn't just...
I didn't waste you! What a prick!
That's most disconcerting. Now I can't remember where the... Where's the supply cache I just linked? Oh. I didn't know that was there, would you believe? Makes sense there would be somebody at the door. Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. But I'm here. Okay. Well, I'm right in this general area. A clue would be handy, perhaps? What do you want to bet? It's going to tell me I'm surrendering the Sparrow's tail. No. Can't help but think I'm supposed to be something I'm searching for. Hmm. Okay. Not currently feeling especially helped here. I think I'm heading this way, aren't I? Yeah. Okay, alright. Let's just go back to the Enclave. I think the Sparrow's Tale type things are sort of daily missions or every so often missions. I just want to go to the Enclave, see how everything works out now that I've done these tasks for them. Do I gain standing? I would assume I do. But, who knows?
Boom to soil, spoil. I stay.
Very much, Sparrow.
Yep, they need to do something about that. And I still maintain those fletchings look terrible. I wonder if their intelligence services will have anything interesting to say. It's funny, they might say. Our guards in this location are always getting shot down. It's always not far from this hole in the cave. Ouch. And what's the rabbit symbol? Where am I? Oh, here. Clearly the wrong way. Yes, okay, I know, and I have no idea where I was supposed to go. You weren't helpful. Well, that's not true. There was nothing there when I got there.
Let's be back before Synod gets any wiser.
Hello, Mr. Squirrel. This is not really a suitable place for you. Hey, Dr. Medic. How are you doing? I wish there was some way you could regenerate health without the health potions. That would be kind of nice. Not too bad. And that is another player. Presumably doing the same thing as me.
Whoa! Thirsty, are you?
Neutral. Okay. I've managed to go from 0 to 900. Although why am I standing with her is so low, seeing as I freed her? I don't know.
You gotta protect these old folk.
Right.
Hasty back!
So what I need is health potions. Because oh, you're not gonna let me heal in here. I wish there was a way. Yeah, to sort of recover. What was my way out? I think it was down here, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Let's have a little look. We'll pop back home. See if I picked up anything worthwhile.
You're in the Banneret sector, envoy. Will I wager my Drax on you?
Oh,
May Ulka guide and keep you.
don't know. I can't remember where they are, to be honest with you. I'd have to look it up. I don't think I've got anything to upgrade. Even if I understood the upgrade system, to be honest. Oh, one unspent. Ah. Osgate is... Oh. Is it? I can't remember. Oh, mine is... Grace, I think. Was the one that I picked. What does this do? Choose Pact. Okay. I think, yeah, as you can see, I'm on Syrian. Wild... No. What was our wild Siren? Wild Oscalia. Oskelda. I'll stick with Siren for now. That's useful to know. Thank you. I've seen the Garen Rude name, I think. Oh, right. So I suppose Wild Siren is... Except my rank is 0. I wouldn't mind rank... I haven't... I want to see how far the ranks go, so it's not that important right now. But thank you for that. Yeah, I've got... I mean, like Warframe, there is so much I still have to learn. I obviously am still wearing the stuff I picked from the beginning. Ah. Well, it is the same game in some respects, is it not? They've just made it fantasy and rearranged things, so a lot of the aspects are the same. Which arguably is why I like it. You know, if you've got a formula that works, why not stick with it? All right. Well, how many live streams have I done for this? I think that answers the question, to be honest. I stream it on Saturdays and Sundays mostly. In fact, entirely. Alright. I've got 2 things I want to do. One is pick up all the little histories, because I know I missed a lot of them. So, yeah, I mean, I like it well enough that I obviously got the Founders Pack. That says a lot, I think. Oh, you're kidding me. It's actually kind of nice being in at the ground level, so to speak. The other game I had the opportunity to be on at the ground level. Oops. Yeah, no, I got the whole thing. I genuinely wanted to, if you like, contribute to a game that I think I'm going to be playing for quite a while. I did consider. No, I only know one person in the game at this point. And they're the person who gave me the invitation, actually, to join. And the other game that I was wondering about getting sort of a founder's pack for was Hightail. And Hightail has proven to be not worth it yet, unfortunately. Excuse me. And actually, I found a replacement for Hightail, which I'm much, much happier with. And that's only after doing a fairly limited amount of gameplay. I streamed it this morning, first impressions of Vintage Story. It's interesting, the developers Hightail and the developers of Vintage Story both took Minecraft as their obvious inspiration, based on their own experience developing mods and servers for it. And they went completely separate directions with yeah, no, yeah, my conclusion about Hightail is not worth it yet. I've no doubt I haven't I haven't actually watched any Hightail content with the exception of a bit of Etho's Lab. And nothing I've yeah, no, I think it's unfinished, and I'm actually, I've said it before, I'm actually somewhat disgusted. I say disgusted, no, that's not quite the right word. I'm very disappointed that after 10 years of development, Hightail is in the state it's currently in. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's quite polished. But after a decade of development, it's... Yeah, no, I'm not happy. Well, it is Minecraft. It's written in Java. It's a, you know... It patently is. I mean, I got no particular problem with that. You know, if they want to take the concept and take it in a different direction, that's fine. That, you know, that works. But yeah, no, comparisons with Minecraft are inevitable. I would assume they make it, you know, it's got possibly a better, I say a better building experience. I can't remember what I was doing now. But yeah, no, it's a block game. Obviously, you know, it's. I haven't played Terraria, so, and I probably never will. I've got enough games to play for now. What are we doing? Okay, yeah. Ooh, I was hunting for these.
Drop it. Good.
Different. it's going to depend on what the, I won't say completed product is like. It's different. Is the simplest way of putting it. It might be a better building game, but it's also going to depend on what you like. You know, if you want a more structured game, then maybe Hightail will work out for people. It's got better visuals, but then it should do. You know, I mean, in some respects, Minecraft could do with having a bit of a rewrite. Whereas Hightail, of course, was developed from scratch. So they can take everything that they know about it, they can take their experience, and they can apply it to making it into a slicker, more polished game. But my own experience of it was, you know, they put a lot of effort into the biomes. They've put a lot of effort into the wildlife. But this strikes me as being so much still unfinished, and I cannot get over the fact that after 10 years of development, it's basically unfinished. It's not even slightly ready. Yeah, probably. I mean, I remember I would say, yeah, you certainly could do something similar with mods. I've seen something, but in terms of looks, yeah, you can come awfully close, if not better, to be honest. But there is a game, and I mentioned it already, which does the Minecraft survival arguably better, and that, of course, is Vintage Story. Vintage Story has been around since 2016, and looks fantastic. And yet it is still very obviously
frightened by some lingering magic.
It's very obviously based on Minecraft, but they didn't develop it in Java. They developed it in C#. And it looks quite good. It looks very good, actually. And I'm going to be streaming that in the mornings. I was streaming Hightail in the mornings, my early session last week. And basically thought, you know what, I'm done with this.
You honor the lost this day. A rite of atonement.
Oh, let's go back to the Silent Rose, get our goodies. But yeah, no, I mean, with mods, you can do all kinds of things with Minecraft. So yeah, they could. They definitely could. The thing is, if you make mods with Minecraft, it's harder to make money. Because you can't specifically and explicitly sell Minecraft mods. That goes against the terms of service and the end-user license agreement. So doing a new game is one way to do it. I remember when Hightail first started to be talked about. Oh, great. I'm going to have to check that. Give me a second. I need to check my messages, because at this time of night, it's almost certainly something I probably should pay attention to. I hope it's not what I think it's going to be. Yeah, but that's different license agreement. That's all I can say about that. But that's Bethesda doing the selling. Oh, heck. Yeah, this is not what I want. Whenever I get messages at this time of day, it's rarely great. Oh, it's okay. Oh, we're good. Right. Thank goodness for that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just it's different policies, you know. Mojang has certain policies for their for Minecraft. And you have to live with them. Oh, I'm headed the wrong way. But yeah, no, the agreement with Mojang, the end user license agreement says basically no, you can't sell mods. So yeah, if you want to take your experience and build something with it that you can sell, you pretty much have to start from scratch. But Vintage Story started out as a mod called Vintage Craft back in the teens. It's been out since 2016, and technically is in early access, and as a survival experience looks like they've taken Minecraft and dialed it up to 100, maybe 120. Am I headed the right way? Yes, I am. Yes, I do, and I have certain rules and regulations about who I give codes to for Soulframe. And I'm afraid people just suddenly appearing out of nowhere and saying, do you have a code, is not one of them. My basic policy is you have to be a subscriber or a follower. No, you don't have to pay or anything. And I would say a subscriber and a follower in good standing, who's been around, who has chatted, that kind of thing, and gotten engaged with me and with the channel. And so, given that I only have a limited number of invite codes, I'm going to reserve them for those people. And yeah, I've never talked to you before, as I know, so the funny thing is I had this conversation yesterday. Oh, there you go. And I think my Twitch is linked to Soulframe. I did link it, so hopefully it'll show up as Twitch drops. Yeah, and I've only seen a handful of players in here. I think this is the first time I've seen two at once. Avoided Cobra. I haven't said anything to anybody yet. I am not sure I wish to. And you can tell they got the Founders Pack. Or at least a Founders Pack. It's funny, the subject came up yesterday, and I more or less said the same thing. Ah, right. Well, I can always switch pact, so... Yeah.
Let the sinner in here.
Okay.
Wished! I can't think. Go with grace of root.
Well, like I say, there's so much I'm still learning about it. This is an interesting thing, to be honest. When you look at early access games and how they compare, so we take Hytale, and my opinions about that. It's, yeah. You know, my response is 10 years in development, and this is as far as they got. They haven't even got a vaguely completed. Oh, I've got the pendants. I've got 4 pendants. But then you look at you look at yeah. You look at Hytale. Hytale is in early access, obviously quite early access, and you see the state the game's in. It's not terrible. It's, you know, I give it a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 6 out of 10 the way it stands now. There's going to be obviously more development and so on and so forth. They'll tighten up things, let animal husbandry actually work, which as far as I can tell is not. I couldn't get it to work. You know, there's a way to go, but at no point did it really say getting in at the ground and getting the founders pack for it. This is a good idea. And then we have a look at Soulframe. And Soulframe is not even in early access. And yet it's I don't know. Some games are still in early access 10 years later. But Soulframe is well put together, well thought out. And in case anybody says, oh, I'm biased in favor of digital extremes. Hey, I was a Minecraft player for grief years. You know, I'm arguably biased. I think I'm biased in favor of Hytale. I wanted it to be more, I suppose, than it ended up being. So yeah, bias is part of this, but nonetheless, Soulframe is a much more playable experience. And yet it's not even in early access. Another game, the funny thing is, Vintage Story is still technically yeah, but it's not in early access. I mean, when it goes onto Steam, then it'll probably be early access. Yeah, it's a very early rendition. But no, Vintage Story, they still call that in early access, and yet it's this fairly incredible, based on what I've seen so far. You know, it's pretty well put together. There's some things about it I don't like. Nothing is perfect. The environment looks fantastic. The survival aspects of it are probably as close to realistic as you can get and still have an entertaining video game. You know, it's really quite, you know, but it's still technically early access. When The Long Dark came out, it came out in early access. I saw it when it was in, I think it might actually still technically be early access. But when The Long Dark, I first saw it back during COVID. So was that 5-6 years ago when it was in early access, and it was a complete game then. And then they built on it. But, you know, and Hightail, yeah, if you go to the sort of central temple like thing in Hightail, there's obviously so much missing, which is disconcerting. In terms of the gameplay, there is some simple stuff missing that really should be in there. Like I say, they why is it the farming doesn't work properly, or it just doesn't work? I mean, the animal husbandry side of it just doesn't work. My understanding is no, it's not complete, and that's sort of a big part of the game. They've got some simple stuff missing. You can't build a boat to cross the ocean. The you know, you've got oceans in the game and you can't build a boat, and that kind of thing bothers me. Why can't you build a boat to go across the ocean? It's a logical thing to do. People will want it. Why is there no boat? If you go into creative mode, there is a boat that you can place, but it doesn't float on water and you can't interact with it. True, but Minecraft in many respects was... I didn't play Minecraft in the early days. The first version of Minecraft I played was 1.12.2. And at that point, 1.12.2, you know, the basic... The most of the game was there. You know, if you go back to 1.12.2 now, it's going to be very familiar. You know, it's all there. You know, they've got the dimensions, you've got the structures, you've got the automation you can build. All of this, it's all there. It's all in 1.12.2. My son, strangely enough, has been playing 1.12.2 again. I can't remember why. He preferred it to the more recent updates. Also, Minecraft didn't spend 10 years in development before, you know, the first version came out. But no, when Minecraft first came out, from my understanding, you literally could sort of put one grass block on top of another.
In Simon's name!
I mean, if Hightail were maybe a year old, I would probably be a lot more forgiving, but it's not. It's 10 years old. But, yeah, and you know, sorry, so you can sort of see my gripe. It's basically been in development hell, and the fact that the game has been in development hell for a decade is immediately a red flag. There have not been that many games that were in development hell for a decade that ended up worth getting. There's been one or two, but not that many. Development hell is a sign that there is something seriously wrong with the process. And I know, I don't deny it is quite possible to come up with a game that only becomes good later on. No Man's Sky is the classic one. Of course, No Man's Sky went from a very poor release to the monumental game that it is now. I like No Man's Sky. I wish I had more time to play it. Um, I'm prepared to wait and see when it comes to Hytale. I think they've got a solid basis. I think it could become something truly excellent. As long as people like me don't expect it to be Minecraft but better. Are you talking about Hytale? By the way, none of this is necessarily a knock on the developers themselves. Well, yeah, I suppose some of it is. The problem is I don't know what the whole story has been with the development process. I know that they had problems with funding. I know that they had problems, they had to, development had to stop. I know they had to, I don't know what they did to get the rights to the game back so they could continue development. I'm pretty certain I know why they've released it now. They've had to, it's a case of they had to release something, try and make some money from it. Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. I'm just shooting things. I'm looking for histories. Well, they did shut down development. They were providing the funding and shut it down. And then the developers had to basically get their rights back. Had to get the game back from Riot. But that was last year. I think that all happened last year. So, what's that? 9 years into development. There are probably very good, solid reasons why things have taken so long, but what I don't see looking at the game is 10 years of development. You see. Most games take 2 to 5 years. After 10 years, it's something I keep on about, and I'm terribly sorry. After 10 years, you expect to see more in a game than we get in Hytale. But on the other hand, I did find out about Vintage Story, and that looks and plays. Vintage Story is not going to have, it does not have the sort of appeal I think that Hytale would have. Vintage Story is for, I think, let's see, I think Long Dark fans might like it, but it's worth a look. Unfortunately, you have to pay for it. But there is content out there, and you basically start and go through the Stone Age. You literally have to nap flint to make early tools, and then you progress through the Copper and the Bronze Ages into the Iron Age, and I think you can sort of get your technological level up to the Industrial Revolution. You can end up building sailboats. You can end up building windmills. That's just, and that's before you get into the survival horror aspect of it, which I'm not that interested in, and I probably won't engage in. It's incredibly deep. and it looks fantastic. I don't like some of what they've done with the game, but that's almost irrelevant. Hytale looks almost cartoony / anime. No, I'm talking about Vintage Story. I said it might appeal to fans of The Long Dark. Actually, not so sure. It might do, actually. Yeah. The look of Vintage Story is remarkably... is remarkable. For a voxel-based game that's intended to have certain connections to Minecraft. Yeah, no, it looks... I streamed it this morning. If you want to go look. For a Sunday morning live stream, which I don't normally do anymore. I normally just take half the weekend off. Yeah, it comes out looking quite remarkable. Oh, I'm still playing The Long Dark. Of course, that's the next potential disappointment, isn't it? The Long Dark's supposed to be coming out in early access soon. Right. I am going to take a quick break. And for purposes of bladder relief, I will be back shortly. In fact, rather than hang around here, I'll take us to safety. Yeah, Black Frost. Yeah. Right, I'll be back in a bit. A couple of minutes. Right. I'm back, obviously. And I've said this before, but it's worth saying again. In case anybody says, I'm being unfair. to Hypixel Studios. Okay, except that I've worked in software development. I can't remember how many products, actual products that people spent tens of thousands of dollars or pounds on. I've worked with software development, and I can tell you, if Hightail were a commercial product, yeah, there would be much screaming and gnashing of teeth. I don't know why the game industry thinks the game industry's evolved, and it's gotten to the point in some respects, I think, almost that they take hang on, I think there's a
Stars!
yeah,
Help!
where is he? But the idea that you can release, you know, in commercially, if you do what the game development has evolved into, yeah, you wouldn't have the product in your company would fail. And I know this because I've actually seen it happen. I was once sent out to do a systems installation and training on a document management system. I'd worked on that document management system, and one of the things we did, where is he? That this company apparently had paid for certain custom features, which they were expecting when I arrived with the complete system. You know, so I was there, I put the system together, and nobody told me this going in. I had been doing other things, I guess. So I show up at this location. I can't remember the company in the Channel Islands. Oh, where is he? And get it all working. No big deal.
Strangest dream I did.
And they immediately look at it and say, "Where's this?" And I say, what?" And they say, "Where's that?" And I say, "I really don't know what you're talking about." And they said, and there was quite the furor that I had been sent out to ostensibly give them this system and train them on it, and all the features that they wanted weren't there. And I had to simply say, "I'm dreadfully sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Here's my manager's phone number. I suggest you talk to him." They were not happy at having an incomplete product. Maybe that makes me oversensitive about such things. And yet, we do exactly that. That's what happens with software development. Somewhere along the line, it became acceptable to deliver an incomplete product. The Hightail is incomplete. I mean, I even understand why things. By the way, the reason that I was sent out to deliver this system was purely financial. Because the system had been delivered, they could put it on the books for the year. Yeah. I mean, the silly thing is, look at me. I'm complaining about the way software development goes, and I'm playing a game that is, not even in early access. Say pre-alpha. Commercially, you would. I say you would never. In the fields that I worked in, you'd never deliver a system like this. They want they want the thing complete. They want it to do everything they want it to do. They want to do everything that was promised. I suppose one of the differences is, I mean, some of those early document management systems that I worked on, how much would one of them sell for? Just the computer, necessary peripherals, and the software. £40,000 back then, and we're talking 30 odd years ago. No, 35 years ago. 35 years ago. We're talking about a fairly substantial financial outlay. So tens of thousands of dollars per individual system. Not counting service and support charges, of course. Then later on, when I was working with semiconductor production systems, those systems sold for, I think our cheapest system was $1.2 million. I think more expensive systems cost about twice that. We ended up selling quite a few of those. In fact, I wager some of the systems that I worked on are still going. Almost guarantee it. And yeah, no, if we treated our customers the way that software developers treat players, there wouldn't be a software development. So there wouldn't be a game developers market. Sorry, there wouldn't have been a market. We'd have failed utterly. And as it was, one of the systems I worked on went on to get something like 95% of market share for its particular niche. I don't know how many systems I've sold now, but I once totaled up some of the numbers just in terms of sales. It was sort of $500 million in sales, not counting service and support. Maybe that colours how I look at software development, but I've also seen what happens when features the customers were used to having in a product were taken out. Oh, I had a fight over that. Well, I say a bit of a fight over that one. I even warned management very arrogantly. Well, I say arrogantly. They thought I was naive, I think. I was actually the person who was tasked with removing these particular features that the customer had been using for years from the menu system so that they were no longer available. And I said to my, managing director, I mean, the guy who basically started the company and owned it and all the rest of it. And I said, I can't remember the wording. I basically said, this is a terrible idea. you are going to really, really irritate the customer. And, you know, he knew all this. And I still had to go ahead and make the changes. Because that was my job. Or one of my jobs. And the customer was livid. I don't know what the resolution to it was in the end. I think the decision had been made by somebody that these particular features were not intended for customers anymore, for whatever reason. I think it was actually paranoia. They felt that these particular features might reveal too much about how we were doing certain things, and they didn't want to give the customers a clue. I don't know how that whole situation was resolved. But yeah. I thought they were crazy. I want to say the features were put back in, but I'm not sure. They had to certainly come to some deal with the customer. And this is a silicon wafer manufacturing company. You know, we're not talking about piddly stuff. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was a major, you know, silicon wafer manufacturer. It wasn't a tiny one. It wasn't Intel, but I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of the Japanese or Taiwanese wafer manufacturers. Ah, no. Do you know what? They might not have been a wafer manufacturer. They may have been someone who bought the wafers, so it could have been TSMC. I don't remember, but yeah, they were not happy. And the whole thing was just silly paranoia. Oh, the customer might figure out how we do this. Guess what? I think some of the customers figured out how we did things anyway. I know one of the customers eventually, and this was after my time, decided they wanted access to their data for their own purposes. And all communication in the system was encrypted. I worked on that, some aspects of that, which was kind of funny. It's a whole different story there. They wanted to do something like 128-bit encryption. And until I pointed out that they technically couldn't do that because it was illegal to export 128-bit encryption from the United States. Well, so we had to do 64-bit encryption. So all communications, network and what have you, and the data was all encrypted. And there was an argument about that, I seem to remember at one point, because it's the customer's data. It's they, you know, do they have a right to see the raw data? And the official attitude was no, they don't. They can only see the data through our systems. Well, the customer decided they weren't having that. I wasn't working there at the time. I found out about this afterwards. So they figured out how to decrypt the data. They cracked our own encryption. Which was hilarious to me. And if, you know, a lot more goodwill would have been engendered if we'd actually worked with the customer rather than simply trying to block them off from their own data. No, I'm not going to name the companies involved. They probably wouldn't appreciate the recognition. Ah, the stories I can tell. Great, that was a long time ago. How long ago? That was 20 years ago. Good heavens. Time flies. Like I say, I wouldn't be at all surprised if some of those original systems I worked on are still running. Semiconductor industry can be surprisingly conservative. It works fine. We don't want to change it. Oh, but we can give you an upgrade. We can, this will be better and faster. And they'll say, no, 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 we'll stick with what works because that's what makes us money. We don't want to take the chance of, your upgrade breaking something or this kind of thing. They could be really quite insistent on that kind of thing.
Synod is most pleased by your efficiency, Banneret. Let us not disappoint. Hunt me some gruel. What? Am I not a persuasive spy? Surely you'll manage.
I guess I'm headed. Oops. That way. Guess? Don't know. We'll see.
Show Synod our kind cannot be bound.
Hello, ducks. Hang on a moment. Yeah, of course you can join me. I should let you know I'm probably going to be here no longer than another half hour. What's your online name? I can't remember from Warframe. Okay, alright. Quite happy to drag people over from Warframe into Soulframe. Ah, yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember everything. Hope I got that right. Palmojan. There you go. The other person is Janitor Jerry, or Jerry the Janitor. Oh, apparently I did that. Okay. Yay! Excellent. Oh, hello. I don't need anything from you, I'm afraid. Oh, what's this? Okay, am I supposed to drop this off? I have no idea. I've no idea how multiplayer works.
It is a noble thing to defile
Well, I guess I send you an invite. I've just sent you an invitation. This looks very familiar. Yeah, looks like it. Whoa, what was that? Hang on a second. We have some twitchiness going on here. Drat. Oh, great. We have a lockup. I can't do anything. That's disconcerting. I'm gonna have to force quit and restart because I am not getting. It's not crashed per se, but it's doing something weird. Alright, I'm gonna have to stick you on intermission while I fight with this. Give me a couple of minutes. Well, one force quit later from the system monitor, and
I'll hear no gripes of spectres and ghoulies. Now finish your rounds. Frightened by some lingering magics.
I am nowhere near. Yes, I am. All right, let's try it again. See, invite. Oh, it didn't lock down the keyboard. That still worked. And okay, it just okay. And there you are. I assume that's you, even though We don't have a name tag. Ha. And I don't have any emotes. Hey, that works. Oh, we do! Oh. We just don't have anything. We just... I thought I only had the one. No, we just don't have... I assumed because there were no icons that we couldn't do anything. This is kind of cozy, actually. Oh, look! The sparrows come out to play. Well, not to play, to sit on my knee. Well, that's the first time I've actually... Now we know roughly how it works. We can just basically run around and shoot things. Even if it did possibly... I don't think it crashed per se. It just did things. I will be interested to see to what degree we are synchronized. Where are we heading? I don't know what we're doing. There's one multiplayer game I play called Sky Children of the Light. Oh, right, we were heading this way. I don't know why. Oh, there you go. I'm headed for something up here, apparently. I have a symbol on my system. I'm just following you. I'll try not to put an arrow in your back. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, that worked. Sorry, did I disrupt your sneak attack there? Got no idea what I was doing.
Harsha and Sidja warrior.
Where was I supposed to be headed? Oh, over here. Oh, okay, that was collect sabotage, and apparently we need to be heading off in a direction. Where'd you go? That's interesting. Okay, this is interesting. I can't see you on the map. I don't know where you are. How do I... Yeah, that would be nice. Oh, and there's that cannon that I've blinked before. Somewhat slower placed than Warframe, isn't it? That's not a criticism, by the way, it's just an observation. It's a heck of a lot easier with someone else, I can tell you.
5 comments each. Our blood sport begins!
They are remarkably focused on you, despite the fact.
Honor the lost this day. A rite of atonement.
Yeah, that worked. And that was the Sparrow's Tale. Or whatever mission it was I was supposed to be doing. Yeah, definitely going to be some coordination going on there. Where'd you go? Okay, can't find you. Can't see you. Unlike Warframe, your name isn't showing up. Is there a way to bring up the... Hang on. I see... Okay, that's Red Rose. That is where I'm going. That is... You don't even show up on the bar here. Which is interesting. Unless that's you, is it? Oh my, somebody's been busy. Oh, there you is. Yeah, there's no clearly identifying feature to say, oh, it's you. Well, apart from the fact that I sort of know it. Yeah, there's no name or anything like that. How peculiar. Hey, look at that. Thank you. Now I can see where we are.
When she grew ill of Midrath's chill, she willed Adele to sun.
Thank you. Oh, that's a very odd graphical effect over there. What on earth is that? Oh, it's... Oh, that is a very bizarre graphical effect. Now, because it's Linux. And this is interesting. That's not helpful.
Synod is most pleased by your efficiency, Banneret. Let us not disappoint. Hunt me some gruel.
Oh, it's just the same thing they said last time.
Am I
Okay.
not persuasive spy?
I have
Surely
no
you
idea
are.
what a gruel is. I'll just follow along. Oh, well, that's convenient of them to drop that. And once again, I've got no idea where you are. You'd almost call them having target fixation. I hope the developers never quite figure out there's better ways to deal with multiplayer. Oh, what did we just start? Oh, thank you. Oh, that's the cannon thing, isn't it? Interesting cannon design. What's the bore on that thing? Yeah, it's not a turreted 6-pounder, maybe? On wheels? Steam powered? I don't know. Are we looking at a steampunk cannon? Now, if you want steampunk cannon, there was a ship Americans tried, which actually had, I think it was basically a giant air gun. I think it was called a dynamite cannon. Its purpose, as I recall, was to fire high explosive shells, and they decided they were going to use some air power to do it. Literally. I can't help but wonder, can you imagine something like a Titania Prime or a Gauss Prime in this? That would be funny. You stab him in the back, and I shoot him in the head. Or wherever. Oh, we're back to the Dermacan city. I can't undertake anything dramatic for the moment, for the simple reason I actually have to start thinking about bringing the stream to an end, getting something to eat, and so on and so forth. So I've been going for about 2 hours, I think. Where'd you go? Okay, they really need to do something about... Unless that's you... Oh, it is you. It is you. Okay, that's interesting. You do kind of show up. Yeah. Oh, we've discovered something new today. I can see you on the heads-up display. You're right over there. Oh, is this... Yes, it is. No. This is the siege of Fort Carlisle, isn't it?
Not here for prisoners, Drek!
Ah. That was foolishness on my part. I ought to know better.
Stone
Been in here a few times. I would consider it. This is not how I would normally handle it. That last time I... Can't see where I'm aiming. That's not helpful. Yeah, it's much better. Yeah, I did this before, more or less. Solo. Not quite the way I did it. And now you can start to see why I favor bows. Oh, that's how you... I could never figure out how to... I could never figure out how to get up here last time. That's how you do it. What am I supposed to do with this? Oh. It's not doing anything for me. Oh, there we go. That's what we were. This is the bit I could not figure out last time. Right. Ah. Thanks for the company. And that's how multiplayer works. Right. Let that quietly cycle through all the stuff that I managed to pick up from various places. Still have no idea what you deal with most of that thing. Most of that. Well, let's have a look, see if I've got anything that needs immediate attention. Oh, I think some tea went slightly the wrong way down one of my esophagi. And we're good there. I need anything to upgrade here? Not really. Right. So thank you, everyone, for watching. You make it this far. At the moment, Soulframe is, in case you didn't realize, a game I mostly play at the weekends. During the week at this time, I do Warframe. You'll see the schedule. Hang on. Here up there on the final screen. And then my very early, non-scheduled, regularly scheduled live stream at sort of 5 a.m. starting tomorrow will be Vintage Story. Yeah. Anyway, for those of you who still have some weekend left, I hope it all goes well for you. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.